Alright, so let's talk about Wget in detail in today's video. Now, the web page you see on the screen is from the official Parrot operating system website. Don't worry, I'm going to put a link in the description for you to go ahead and check it out. Now, let's see what does it have to say. It says Wget is a CLI tool which lets you download files and use REST API interactively. Now, this is important. It supports HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, and FTPS. You should know that it's commonly used in the Parrot operating system, which is a Debian-based Linux distribution that is designed for penetration testing, security research, and software development. Now, you should also know something that's not mentioned here, extremely important. Wget is typically faster when downloading multiple files or entire websites recursively. And why is that? That is because it has been optimized for bulk downloads. Now, let's take a look at these examples that are mentioned here one by one. So let's jump right into the terminal and let's go for it. All right, so we're going to start with the easiest one. First, I'm going to check where we are, home slash the network Viking. And what do we have here? Okay, I'm going to create a new directory called test wget, and I'm going to check it again, and it says it's right here. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cd into test wget, hit enter. Now I'm going to check pwd. It says okay, the dnv, and then test wget. Okay, perfect. Now let me just go ahead and clear the screen. We know the test wget directory is empty, so if I try something like this, it says total 0, right? There's nothing in there. So what I need to do is I need to go ahead and use wget to go ahead and download a file from the internet. So I'm going to go ahead and execute this code. I want to say wget and then mention this URL in here, which is basically going to go ahead and download a minified version of jQuery. So I hit enter and it tells me that, hey, everything's good. It's returned a status code of 200. Okay. It also tells me that, hey, this is the file name that got saved. Now, it saves it to the same directory where you executed the command. So it's going to be inside the test wget. So I'm going to verify that. As you can see, I run the ls command. I see it right here, right? So that's how easy it is to download files using wget. It's also pretty simple to go ahead and download the index.html file off a website. All you need to do is run the wget command and then mention the website www. For example, I'm going to say example.com, and that's it. Once I go ahead and hit enter, it's going to tell me that, hey, the status code is 200. Okay, 100% complete. This is the file name and it was saved. Now again, it will be saved in the same directory where you executed the command. So I'm going to be like ll. It tells me, hey, index.html has been downloaded. So if I go ahead and run cat and then say index.html, it gives me the HTML code for it, right? That's pretty simple. All right, so we just downloaded the index.html for www.example.com. However, when we did that, we saw a lot of stuff, a lot of information pop up on the console. Let's say we don't want that. So how do we achieve it? We want it to be done quietly, and we use the -q option. And we mentioned the same thing again, https:// www. Whatever website you want to download, hit enter, and it's done quietly. However, you'll find that now we see it is downloaded, and we see it with the .1, but we did not see any information pop up there. So let's say we want that information. However, we don't want it on the console, right? So there are multiple ways of doing that as well. What we can do is we can do wget and -b as in run it in the background, right? So if I do https:// www.example.com and hit enter, it says continuing in the background, process ID output will be written to wget-log. And where would this wget-log be saved? Well, it's going to be saved in the same directory. So I'm going to go ahead and run ll now, and you'll find wget-log in there, right? So if I run wget-log, if I run a cat on wget-log, you'll find it saved that information that you saw pop up on the screen with a 200K. This is the file name, and it has been saved. Now, another way to go ahead and get it done would be to mention the output file yourself. What you can do is you want to save that information, but you want to make sure that you provided the file name. So you say, hey, I need the output to be saved in the output saved for example.com, for example, right? So you run the same thing again, HTTPS and colon / and then you mention whatever website you want to download the HTML for, and you'll see nothing pop up on the screen. However, whatever was supposed to pop up on the screen is saved inside the output saved example. So if I do LL now, you'll find there are two things that happen now. This output saved example file was created and this index HTML3 also shows up. If I do a cat on output saved example file, you'll find it shows me the same stuff and it tells me that, hey, the file that was saved with the name index.html.3, right? So there are multiple ways of getting it done. As mentioned previously, we can use wget for bulk downloads. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a text file, place a couple of URLs in there, and then we're going to go ahead and feed that, provide that as an input to the wget command and see how it reacts. So let's go ahead and create the text file first. All right, so what I'm going to do is on the left-hand side, you see the TNV's home. I'm going to double click on that and go to test wget right here, and then create a file here, a text file, create document, and then text, and then say plain text. I want to name it feed, hit enter again to open it up, and say display. This is the file. I'm going to place the URLs in here now. So I've added the URLs in this file. Now, even if any of these resources do not exist, it's still okay because we just need to run a few URLs in this example and it's going to, serve the purpose. So let's just go ahead and click on save. And let's go ahead and do LL. And we got feed.txt. Perfect. Now, just clear the screen. Let's go ahead and execute the command wget -i is an input. That's going to be feed.txt. That's it. Just go ahead and hit enter. Once you hit enter, it's going to start with the first URL, and there you go. It gives you the progress as well, 34, 39, 40 something, and so on. So it's going to try all those URLs one by one, and that's how you go ahead and provide URLs in bulk to to the wget command. And you see one of them did not exist. We got a 404 as well somewhere. Yeah, this one. We got a 404, but it didn't stop, right? It went on to www.example.com and then it went ahead and executed the URL, the wget command on this URL as well, www.thenetworkviking.com. And then at the end, so it was able to complete the last one as well, and it saved it. So if I go ahead and do an LL right now, you see that we got a couple of index.html files in here, and then we got a couple of resources downloaded as well. So the most important thing now would be to go ahead and share this video with others. That's even more important than subscribing to the channel. So kindly consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And if you have any feedback or any queries, any concerns, just go ahead and put those in the comment section as well. I'd be very happy to look into those. And you have a great time ahead. Goodbye.